More flags are being walked around this area. So joining us here on the show is former closer of the A's. He was part of those amazing 11 and 12 teams, an all-star in there as well. 11, 12, 13, 2 playoff appearances. Unfortunately, 2 exits against the Detroit Tigers. But joining us here on the show, Watch DA Live from Line 51 Brewing in Oakland is Grant Balfour. Grant, how you doing?
Good, guys. How are you?
Doing great, man. Thanks so much for joining us. And this is a crew here that's giving you a round of applause. They love you. They love Rage. They're fired up around here. They've come out here to support the A's. And so what did A's fans, when you were playing here, mean to you?
Those guys are great. Wish I could be out there again. I know I was out there earlier in the year and had a great time. Always feel so welcome and loved out there by the fans. Always supportive of them and wish them all the best. And some great memories out there for sure.
I tell you, you were part of some of the most exciting teams of the last 15, 20 years, and there were some really cool moments at the Oakland Coliseum. So what was it like to be in the Coliseum, an old creaky barn, for an October playoff game when everything is on the line and the crowd that is there has been there for a long time? They're lubed up, they're energized, they're ready to go. What is October at the Coliseum like?
Honestly, some of the best playoff atmosphere I've been a part of. I know the stadium itself, isn't in the best shape maybe, but we made it home and we made it ours. And whoever came in there, we're going to make it tough on them to beat us. And I think we played very well at home. We put together a great team, and whatever's going to happen with that stadium, there's going to be always some great memories whenever people drive past that area, I think.
It's pretty cool just to hear you walk down through memory lane about those games, about those teams. But as Damon just brought up, what was it like to know that you guys were close, but you wouldn't get the help in a mid-season trade, in a late season addition? Was that difficult as a player?
Yeah, I think we're always strapped by the amount of money that was going to be spent. Obviously wasn't going to be any huge signings or anything crazy like that. So I think we believed in ourselves, and we knew that, the team that we had there, we're going to go and try and win it with everyone we had. Could we go out and get a huge bat and have some help? Obviously, yeah. I mean, times like that, sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, you got to find the right chemistry too. So just unfortunate we ran into the Detroit Tigers and Justin Verlander in Game 5, and basically threw up 9 zeros, and I think the second time around 8. So he was tough on us. He's been tough on a lot of people through his career. So, but I do believe if we could have got through them, we go to the World Series at least one of those 2 times.
Grant, was there a feeling that permeated the clubhouse that it was you against the opponent and your own ownership? Did the feelings of the front office and the way the front office went about doing business trickle into the clubhouse emotionally?
It's one of those things where you just believe in your teammates and the people around you, and you know what situation you're in, and you go out there and try to do your best and win as many games as you can. I was kind of, you knew that we weren't going to go out and spend $200 million on a team, $150 million on a team. That's not going to happen. But at the same time, it is what it is. And like I said, put a lot of faith in the guy next to me in the bullpen, the guy coming up to bat. And we believed in ourselves and what we could do. And we tried to get the most out of ourselves. And that's all we could control as a player.
What are your emotions as you watch this group of fans kind of rally in this final season? What goes through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are awesome. I just remember the crazy weekends out there, how loud it was, how pumped up they'd get me. I mean, it was like being on cloud 9 playing baseball out there. It was a lot of fun. We were winning games. We had the fans behind us. I could feel the love, and I wanted to give back as much as I could. So for me to go out there and shut out ball games, and for us to win as many games as we could, just trying to give back to the fans like that. And I'm seeing some things pop up here on the lines. Much love to you guys. Appreciate everyone out there. You still haven't forgotten 10 years later, and I really appreciate that.
What'd you see in the clubhouse or the tunnel at the Oakland Coliseum? Were there possums, other rodents, bats, perhaps birds? What'd you see down there?
Yeah, no. Every once in a while, I see the fluffy koala or the kangaroo that the lady would pull out for me as I was walking out there. Big Aussie A's fans, but yeah, I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff that'll be scattering out of that place whenever they blow that thing up. But yeah.
Ever worried about the wildlife that lived at the Coliseum?
Hey, they every once in a while you get something scattering across the field, and I would just steer clear of it.
Take us back to 2013 and the game in the ALDS against the Tigers, where it was one of the great pitching duels, Sonny Gray versus Justin Verlander. You came in at the end of that game, but that is a scoreless duel throughout the entire game. It is just an amazing game to go back on, but that was scoreless until the bottom of the ninth inning. What do you remember from that day at the Coliseum? That's October 5th, 2013.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember Sonny going out there throwing up zeros. That guy was, he was earlier in his career too. He wasn't the Sonny Gray is today, 10-year vet. He's still doing it. And shout out to Sonny. But yeah, he was still early in his career coming out of Vanderbilt there. And he went up against one of the best and matched him pitch for pitch and gave us every opportunity to win the game. It was awesome.
Verlander had 11 strikeouts and 1 walk that day. He went 7 innings of scoreless baseball. Sonny Gray had 9 strikeouts, 2 walks in 8 innings of scoreless baseball. Then finally you close it out for the victory.
Grant, dozen years in the major leagues. When you walked into other clubhouses, how much tangibly different was that than being with the A's? Again, when you were with the A's were really at the pinnacle of the John Fisher ownership group. But what was it just like to be on other teams, and how much different did that feel? What perks were you provided in those moments where maybe with the A's you were denied as a clubhouse?
Yeah, I mean, the clubhouse there was a lot to be desired. It was definitely not the greatest clubhouse there is in the league. We had to make do with what we had. I know there were certain situations with the plumbing at certain times, having to use an upstairs locker because you got a backwash of sewerage or whatever coming through there. I know these days they've kind of cut it back, but we'd have September call-ups and they'd wheel in these makeshift cabinets. And I'm like, what is this? You know what I mean? It was, it wasn't the best setup. It was pretty crowded. It's sort of, you could sit back and laugh about it. But I guess the one bright side is I did get to sit in the hot tub that Rollie Fingers used to sit in and then come out and close games. So
that's a big deal.
That was a big deal. I wouldn't mind getting a hold of that silver hot tub, actually.
You need that for your backyard or your home office.
I do.
That Rollie Fingers once sat in is a big deal for Grant.
As it should be. As it should be. We're not.
One request, guys, before they blow that place up, I wouldn't mind an opportunity to get the hot tub.
Okay, we will put that request in for you there, Grant. And we actually have an autographed poster of you from Fans Fest as well that we're giving away today with the raffle. So all these fans out here, they're loving you. They gave you a huge round of applause when you came on the show. They remember you well. They're looking for your autograph here. So thanks for the memories. Thank you for joining us. It means a lot to everybody here. It means a lot to us as well that you joined us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on anytime, and love what you guys are doing out there. And hey, Go A's. Love you guys. Thanks very much.
Right on. Appreciate that. Grant Balfour, everybody. Let's hear it for Grant Balfour.
The rage, the Balfour rage.
For those that couldn't hear in the back, he said, thank you to A's fans. I love you, and I appreciate all the memories. That's what Grant just said on the air.